I'm going to put this out here as a PSA to anybody out there in relationships. I know things are difficult. And I know that sometimes we get heartbroken. Sometimes we get to the point where we can't think straight. You get discombobulated. But I'm going to tell y'all this. The best thing to do is just to walk away, be grown, and move on. What this woman did almost cost that little boy that you just saw on my screen. Let me back it up just for a second. This beautiful baby boy right here almost lost his life behind a jealous, mad, emotional ex-girlfriend. And let me say this to my fellas, because I got love for y'all. Be careful, man. Be careful who you bring around your kids, because you could end up with a psychotic psychopath like this individual that we're getting ready to talk about. But before we get into that, let me give you a disclaimer in case you don't know my type of content. I might use some strong language from time to time, and it's inappropriate for children, mature audiences only. Mommy of three, give us a disclaimer, and let's go from there.
Some viewers may find the following content offensive and controversial. The information in this video comes from multiple sources, including court records, official police charges, new website articles, and interviews. This video commentary also contains my personal opinions about the facts of this story. The point is to use this story as a cautionary tale in hopes of preventing tragedies like these to children going forward. Viewer discretion is advised. That is your official disclaimer.
And I'm getting this story from Law and Crime, one of my favorite sources, so thank you to Law and Crime. And I also want to give another big shout out to Illicit Deeds, because you can find a lot of stories just like this on Illicit Deeds on Facebook, as well as her website, illicitdeeds.com. An Arizona woman is behind bars after shooting a 4-year-old boy in the face, according to law enforcement in the Grand Canyon state. Joanna Chalup Cortez, let me get her face up on the screen, and I use face loosely. Now, there is some swirl marks on her face right there, but let me see if I can point to a more clear picture of her right here. So you can see some of that stuff actually ain't swirl marks. Her face has this stuff on there that literally looks like somebody took a hot alien piss on her face and just said, fuck it, right? I don't know what that is on her face. I don't know if it's vitiligo or herpes. I don't know what it is, but that shit on her face got some shit on her face, okay? And I know she tries to use a lot of makeup to cover it up, and I guess she looked good enough in order to be with this young man who had this kid. He decided he didn't want to be with her no more. Maybe he thought her face was contagious. And she tried to not only kill this man and whoever was in the house, but she almost killed this little boy. Here's the even crazier part, and I want to warn you guys, I do have the video of her shooting at the house. Do y'all want to see the Ring camera? If y'all don't want to see it, I won't show it. Maybe I'll upload it on a private video. But if y'all at least want to see how crazy this BITCH is, I have the video. I will show it if y'all want me to show it. But let me know. I'm going to wait for you guys to look at that. Gun and everything. Look at that. Crazy. I think that's an assault rifle. I don't know what the hell she has. She's 29 years old and stands accused of 2 counts of aggravated assault and 1 count each of discharging a firearm at a resident and disorderly conduct with the firearm, according to the Maricopa County Sheriff's Office records. The underlying incident occurred on January the 6th at an apartment complex located near the corner of 29th Street and Weir Avenue in Phoenix. Around noon on the day in question, 1 shot rang out. I think it was actually a couple, but they're saying 1 shot rang out. Kasim Sinclair is the little boy's name. Kasim Sinclair was struck in the cheek, which is why you'll see the bandage and marking on his face. And this is what they told the news. Something of a miraculous trajectory saved the little boy's life as the bullet went in and out, striking some of his teeth. Just by inches, my son would not be here by now, the boy's father said. His name is Meshach Sinclair, told the news. It's crazy. I thought that was my son's last breath. I thought that was it. And let me go back for a second so y'all can see the picture. He's a beautiful baby boy. So y'all see that right there, right? That's crazy how that happened. Went in and out. And the little boy is giving a thumbs up right there. Can y'all see that? That is a blessing, blessing, blessing. Huge blessing. What led up to the shooting allegedly began hours earlier that day, according to court documents obtained by the independent Phoenix-based TV station KTVK and local CBS affiliate KPHO, which collectively broadcasts as Arizona's Family. So a lot of this is not my words. If y'all tell me I don't know what I'm talking about, go and argue with the news stations, okay? The boy's mother was hanging out with Chalup Cortez and another woman who previously dated the defendant's boyfriend, according to law enforcement. At some point, the defendant and a third woman began arguing, police said. Eventually, Chalup Cortez allegedly called her boyfriend to inform him she was kicking him out of her house. Around 11 a.m., the women went to pick up the ex-boyfriend, police said, then drove all four to the Somo Lofts on Weir Avenue, where the woman dropped the man off and subsequently drove off. There, the man's brother lives with his girlfriend and son, Kasim. At some point within the next hour, the two men began live streaming on social media, police said. This content, however, was much to the chagrin, I don't know what that is, of what the hell is that? Maybe that's a typo. Hold on. Let me see what that means. Chagrin, distress or embarrassment. I never heard that word in my life. So much to the embarrassment of Chalup Cortez, court documents allege. Next, the woman, apparently incensed, drove back to the apartment complex and began honking and demanding somebody to come outside, according to law enforcement. While being ignored, the defendant allegedly texted and called Kasim's mother, telling her that she was going to shoot up the house. That should be attempted murder on anybody that was nearby. Like, she should be facing multiple attempted murder charges. Eventually, the defendant parked outside, got out of her vehicle, shouted another demand along those lines, pulled out a rifle, and fired, according to surveillance footage obtained by the news, which, if y'all want to see it, oh, you said we might as well see it. Y'all want to see it? I do have the video. And please hit that thumbs up. Yeah, chagrin. What is chagrin? I've never heard of that. By the time police arrived, Chalup Cortez had left the scene of the crime, which is I think that should be a felony too. The child was rushed to a nearby hospital where he was treated for a gunshot wound and is expected to recover. He was bleeding so much it was like a movie, the boy's father said. Playing with his toys right now, still in shock, still traumatized a little bit. Kasim's family set up a GoFundMe, which I did not see until just now. Let me, oh, wow, oh, sheesh. Ooh. Do y'all want to see the GoFundMe? Chance, you said you want to see it too? Susie said, let's show it. Much to the chagrin, that's white people talk. Man, look, I went to college a little bit, okay? So I'm like, look, I thought I had a little vocabulary on me. My mama was a teacher. I've never heard that word before. Much to the chagrin. Do y'all want to see the GoFundMe? The GoFundMe is really bad. I might have to edit this out. I will show you if you want to see it. If y'all don't, you have a second to exit my video. Damn. This is the GoFundMe. And to be honest with you, I don't blame the dad for showing the horrific thing that his son went through. That man, freaking God. The bullet went through his face, in and out. What did a energetic, beautiful 4-year-old boy do to deserve going through that? God, I did not know this. I'm going to make sure and save this picture so we'll have it in our archive. If I have to remove this from YouTube, I'll cut this little part this little scene out, but they're asking for $10,000. They've raised just over half of that so far. Um, I always look. I'm not against GoFundMe. I'm just pro life insurance. Just so you guys know, I'm not against GoFundMe. I'm just pro life insurance. But if they give it to him, great. Okay, his son is going to be facing a very, very difficult recovery, but at least he's going to survive. But that's for medical expenses. On Wednesday, the defendant turned herself in, according to a press release. The victim's family shared a social media post with Arizona's family, which said to have been written by the defendant, in which she appears to take responsibility for the shooting, but insists she did not mean to hurt the little boy. Contrary to popular opinion, I do know where my guns are. I'm not going to bring them out right now, but I'm going to tell y'all this. Anybody out there, because I know, especially my people in Texas, we understand this as law-abiding citizens, and we do believe in carrying our weapons. One thing that you know, if you've ever taken your training, you've ever gotten a license, you understand the large level of responsibility that comes with that. If you take your gun and you have it out, the only reason you should have your weapon out, your tool out, is to eliminate an immediate, imminent danger of a threat. Somebody in the chat tell me whether I'm telling the truth or am I lying about that. There should be your life on the line at that moment, or somebody else's life on the line that you're trying to protect at that moment, and you had zero choice but to pull out a weapon. Am I lying about that? Because from the looks of this bitch got mad and pulled out a gun and said, I'm going to fire it into a domicile, into a place of residence. And that is going to kill anybody that bullet hits. Therefore, look, maybe even this, in my opinion, in my humble opinion, I think that anybody in that entire building complex, whether there's apartments attached to it, if it's like 4 or 6 apartments attached to it, I think that everybody in there ought to be able to, she ought to be charged for endangering the life of every person that lives there. So if it's 20 people that live in that building, she should be having 20 different attempted murder charges. Just my opinion. I know that ain't how the law works, right? But there was nobody facing her with a gun, nobody facing her with a weapon, nobody putting her life in imminent danger. She was just mad. That, to me, should get you a life sentence. Anybody disagree with that? And I think it ought to be super aggravated child abuse, because you almost killed a child. You almost killed a baby who can't speak for himself and he cannot defend himself. And that is our future. That is our bright, bright future right there. And now that this boy survived this, I think he's going to grow up and become something great. At least he has the chance to. She should get life, and there should be no exception to that. Let me see. She wrote a little bit more. She said, I'll be turning myself in because I did not intentionally hurt a child, which you did. Yes, you did. The post reads in the relevant part, how can you say I feel no remorse when I didn't even know until I was called? The defendant also allegedly pleaded her case with the boy's mother directly, the family said, which I think should be illegal too. Contacting the family of a child that you almost killed, that should be illegal. Chalup Cortez allegedly sent the woman a series of text messages disclaiming knowledge that Kasim was outside at the time, Arizona family reported. Those all-cap text messages read, I'm going to the cops, don't worry, I'm on the way, and because I did not know he came out. Sinclair took issue with that account, he told the TV station. My brother's ex-girlfriend was outside the house going crazy, and as I was about to go see what was going on, my older brother tells me to stay back. I'm going to talk to her. My son, he thought when my brother was going outside, he thought it was time to go outside and grabbed his scooter. As soon as the first person opened the door, happened to be my son walking out with his scooter, she still did what she did. So they're saying she did it on purpose. She saw the kid right there and still decided to do what she did. We need justice for Kasim. Chalup Cortez is being detained in the Maricopa County Jail on a $500,000 bond, and that sounds about right. But y'all, let me know what y'all think in the chat. I think that was on purpose, in my opinion. But do me a favor, hit that thumbs up. Let's take a look at the news videos, and I'm going to show y'all the video, and y'all tell me what you think.
Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use. It is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107.
For those watching us right now, do me a favor and hit that thumbs up, especially if it's your first time here. If you're watching on a TV or a tablet, all you got to do is hit that up button, press it over to the right once, and I think you can select the thumbs up, and that'll help us out quite a bit to share this. Let's hear what the news got to say. Let's go.
It is, and you know, the good news here is that this 4-year-old is going to survive. There has been no information on any suspects or anyone being arrested for this shooting, but after being shot in the face, 4-year-old Kasim Sinclair is going to be okay. Now, that's according to the grandmother. Our very own Arizona's family, Stephanie Dupree, she's our breaking news reporter, got a hold of the boy's grandmother. They were at the hospital at the time that Kasim was just getting out of surgery. She confirmed that he was doing okay and walked Stephanie through the moment before her grandson was shot. She says he was hit while he was inside his home.
He's okay. He just had surgery. He just got out of surgery, and his parents are up there with him. She aimed that gun at the house, not knowing who was in there. She didn't care. She didn't care who was in there. She just shot that gun, not knowing that. And she knew that my grandson was there. So she was really reckless with that.
Now, as of last night around 8 o'clock, the Phoenix Police Department released some information, but didn't release.
According to a new police report filed with the court, this all started with a bad breakup. Witnesses told police that 29-year-old Joanna Cortez and her boyfriend officially ended things earlier that day. Then the two got into a major argument over a social media live stream. Tuesday afternoon, video shows a woman identified as Cortez pull up in a white SUV with a long rifle and open fire. She fired at a home near 32nd Street and Broadway. Witnesses say her ex was walking to the door trying to defuse the situation with his 4-year-old nephew in tow. When that gunshot came in, it happened right as he cracked open the door. The 4-year-old boy was hit in the face and was taken to the hospital for surgery. We spoke with the child's father yesterday.
He can't talk. He's missing teeth. Yeah, shot my son's teeth out. So I can't really communicate, but he's trying to. So I just remind him, like, you are strong, like, you still here for a reason, like, you know, he's gifted, like, that's my baby. Yeah. He's gonna be all right.
After the shooting, police say Cortez drove off, but investigators say she continued messaging relatives, implying that she was the shooter, and they took those messages into evidence. The boy's family also shared a social media post with us that they say came from Cortez's account. In part, it says, "I will be turning myself in because I did not intentionally hurt a child. How can you say I feel no remorse when I didn't even know until I was called?" Cortez surrendered to police yesterday. She declined to speak with investigators. She's now facing several felony charges, including discharging a firearm at a home and aggravated assault.
First up, police have arrested the woman they say shot a toddler in the face in South Phoenix earlier this week.
It was all caught on camera. That 4-year-old boy still in the hospital tonight. Stephanie Dupree's been following this since it happened. What can you tell us?
Well, some sense of relief for the community tonight, I'm sure. Police say 29-year-old Joanna Chalup Cortez turned herself in a few hours ago. We have some video evidence that police were working with. It starts with a gunshot. That's the shot that pierced the tiny face of 4-year-old Kasim Sinclair. The boy had surgery yesterday, and today his father told us he's going to survive. Police believe the woman holding the gun in this video clip is Chalup Cortez. She was booked on multiple charges in this case, including aggravated assault and discharging a firearm at a residence. The family says she used to date the boy's uncle, though police haven't said what led to the shooting. Police are still investigating, and in the video you can see other people, some inside the car, but detectives say they don't believe there are any additional suspects in the shooting. It's not clear when Shala Cortez will face a judge. In the newsroom tonight, Stephanie Dupre for Arizona's Family.
You can hear a demand seconds before a woman pulls out what appears to be a rifle and shoots. The bullet striking 4-year-old Cassine Sinclair.
Justice for Cassine.
Justice for Cassine.
For the first time, we're hearing from Cassine's father, Meshach Sinclair, who's been by his son's side at the hospital ever since that act of violence.
Taking it day by day. It's still early, still fresh, so it's tragic. It sucks, but I'm just glad my son's still here.
While police have not released much information on what led to the shooting, Sinclair tells us the shooter was his brother's ex-girlfriend who showed up to their house Tuesday.
My brother's girlfriend was outside the house, like going crazy, and as I'm about to go to see what's going on, my older brother tells me just stay back. I'm gonna go out there and talk to her. But my son, he thought when my brother was going outside, he thought that was like, okay, it's time to go outside. I'm gonna ride my scooter. So as soon as the first person opened the door, happened to be my son right there, about to leave out the house with his scooter. And she still did what she did. She seen the kid right there, and she still decided to do what she did. And we need justice for Cassine.
After the shooting, you can hear some yelling before the shooter gets in a vehicle and it drives away.
I heard a scream, I just went down there and grabbed my son. I damn near fainted like a couple times. Like, it was so much blood.
Sinclair says anger doesn't even begin to describe what he feels for the person who hurt his son.
You hurt a 4-year-old kid, like an innocent baby, like all he do is smile. I'm just so mad that my son he's just so friendly.
While it can be a long road.
And I see what you're saying, Genevieve. Genevieve is saying all the men in the world, you leave a person and you can't just move on. It's a lot more fish in the sea. And you didn't have to go threatening to kill people just because they don't want to be with you. And maybe that's why nobody wants to be with this woman, because she's crazy, right? What's going on? Dippy Escapes in the building. What's going on? I see you. Thank you. Thank you.
Road to recovery, Sinclair says he's grateful the bullet wasn't deadly or cause even more damage to his son's face.
It's like a weird angle, like his teeth is like missing right here. It's like, it was a hole. Last time I seen before it got stitched up, it was like a hole like under like his cheekbone.
Sinclair says that his son has to have a liquid diet until his face can heal up further, but he is grateful that his son is still alive. Live in the studio, I'm Steven Sarabia with Arizona's Family.
Gosh.
All right. Hey, thank you for rejoining over there on the channel membership. So shout out to Dippy Escapes. Guys, make sure y'all check out Dippy Escapes on YouTube, okay? Let me give you another disclaimer, because if y'all want to see the video, it's really short, but it's kind of powerful. And thank you, Mel. Shout out to Mel over there in the super chat. Said, please hit that thumbs up, y'all. Where's my disclaimer at? I usually have a number of these here. Right here. Okay. I got to show all these disclaimers because I be praying like YouTube, please don't flag my video down, please. The following video may contain harmful or traumatizing scenes, so it's viewer discretion is advised, okay? So bear in mind that. Let me get this on the big screen. Y'all might want to brace yourselves. Hold on, did it go? It did not. Let's see. Can I add it? Let's see. This way? Y'all give me a second. I'm going to get this video in here. Boom, boom. Boom. Okay. I don't know why I had to do it that way. All right, here we go. Y'all brace yourselves.
Come out.
see if, can we show that again without this messing up?
Come out.
Here's the crazy thing. And I'm not, look, I'm with you, Chance, because Chance is saying the driver needs to be charged too. Who else believes the driver should be charged? Here's the thing. If you knew this is what she was going over there to do, yeah, maybe I could see that. But at the same time, you just seen this woman shoot. And you might have seen her actually shoot a kid and then point the gun back at the car and said, open the door. Somebody got a freaking rifle pointed at me. I'm not sure. I don't know if I would have mashed the gas out of fear or told, I'm like, okay, fine, I'm gonna open the door. They had me at gunpoint. I mean, I'm sure you could actually get away with that in court, but I don't know. But if you knew prior, then yeah, you could definitely be complicit for sure. But again, I think this is crazy. And yes, I know that's a birthmark. I was actually being funny earlier, Chance. I'm sorry about that. But I'm a little facetious sometimes. But there is nothing and no relationship and nobody that is worth getting this upset over for any reason, no matter what's going on. You have to man up, woman up, adult up, and move the fuck on. You do not have the right to go take a gun and be like, you made me mad and I'm about to go shoot the block up. Sorry, that's just stupid mentality. And those type of people I don't think can be fixed. I think they're broken and I think that deserves a life sentence, okay? In my opinion, let's get that right. But let me know what you guys think about this and keep that boy in your prayers. Again, if y'all guys want to find that GoFundMe, I'm not going to put the picture back up there. It's pretty gruesome. But find that GoFundMe and donate if you guys want to support to that family because the boy is going to survive. So to Kasim, young Prince, we're going to keep you in our prayers and stay strong, Prince, okay? Thank you guys so much for listening to this story. We'll probably do an update and let you know what the final court proceeding is going to be. How much time should she get in prison? How much time should she get in prison? I don't know. How much time should the driver get in prison? It's just hard to know, man. So we'll see what the details come out, and we'll go from there and make a judgment call, okay? Thank you. Yep, that one was a doozy right there. What's up, Jess? How you doing? Guess she was mad because she looks like that. That was kind of my point. I was trying to be funny, a little facetious, you know what I'm saying? But yeah. Just saying she looks messed up. Maybe she's mad because that's how she looks. Let me get my next story up here. We're going to do story number 2 out of 7. Thank you, Tanea. Tanea be on it. I promise y'all. I promise you. Said the driver needs at least 5 years. How many of y'all agree with that? I think it depends on how much the driver knew, in my opinion. Said 50 years for both. The shooter definitely needs 50 years. Give me a second here. And I did not shout it out earlier, so I want to say Mel Hugh for you. Thank you for the super chat earlier. And I think, did we get somebody else in there who donated in the super chat? That is Mel. Thank you, Mel. Thank you, Dippy, for rejoining on the channel membership, dear. I definitely appreciate that. Thank you to Karen Finley, Susie Q, Amanda Valentine, and thank you for rejoining on channel membership, Mrs. Alicia F. What up, family? And Marie Kennedy as well for hitting us first on the super chat. In the Cash App, I have my guy Chance and I have my guy Reach 3002. So I got my brothers in there. Thank you. I appreciate that. Let's get to story number 2. Let me get my news videos up here. Swap these out. How many thumbs up do we have right now? Can y'all let me know where we are sitting? Because we have just under 200 people here. I think we'll get a couple more people once we hit that thumbs up. So I'd like to try to keep us at a pretty decent level when it comes to that. If we can, great. If not, it's okay too. So we're going to keep rocking. Let's go. Let's see here. Got that. Don't need that. Do not need that. 1, 2. Okay, this story is interesting because I think I got 2 different news articles on it. MississippiToday.org and Clarion Ledger. Okay. Oh, hold on. I don't think I sent. Did I send the link? Are you watching? Had to send the link to my friend. Hey, guys, have y'all ever tried this stuff? What's up, Donna Barnes? And thank you very much for the compliment. You know I appreciate that. We only got 112 thumbs up. Let's get to, if we get 200 thumbs up, I'm going to give away some channel memberships. And I have, I got 10 that I could give away if we do the right thing today. Everybody hit that thumbs up. 200 thumbs up. I'm going to give away at least 5 free channel memberships. Have y'all ever heard of this stuff? It's Suja, S-U-J-A. I'm not promoting for them. They're not paying me. But Suja is a digestive ginger pineapple probiotic and vitamin C. It's basically a little shot for digestion. But I'm going to be trying this stuff. So I got like a small box of these, but I'm going to be trying them. I'm going to tell you, if you're not familiar with the taste of ginger, it is very potent. But it was pretty good, though. It was pretty good. So, yeah, it's a very strong taste. But I'm trying to get my digestive health together. I'm trying to get my summer body together. I'm going to start doing sit-ups, and I'm going to start walking and stuff like that. So, yeah. Trying to get my health together. Yes, indeed. Let's talk about this next story, though. Let's get it. This beautiful little angel right here. And I have not talked about Mississippi a lot, and I'm going to tell y'all this. If y'all are not familiar with Mississippi, Mississippi is actually one of the most impoverished places in the United States of America still to this day. I don't know how it's like they're like 30 years behind. I don't mean no disrespect to these people, the family. But it's just a crazy thing to think how far back they are as far as financially behind, educationally behind. And it's in certain places, depending on where you go, it stands a lot of violence as well. A lot of stories I don't even get to talk about, okay? But this one definitely hit my email. I'm going to tell you guys this story. Y'all brace yourselves for this. Let me give you a disclaimer, and then we'll go from there. If I happen to use some strong language, this is not intended for children, mature audiences only. Mommy of 3, let's get it.
Some viewers may find the following content offensive and controversial. The information in this video comes from multiple sources, including court records, official police charges, new website articles, and interviews. This video commentary also contains my personal opinions about the facts of this story. The point is to use this story as a cautionary tale in hopes of preventing tragedies like these to children going forward. Viewer discretion is advised. That is your official disclaimer.
And I'm actually going to be using 2 news articles. One is going to be from ClarionLedger.com, so thank you for the article. And the other one's going to be from MississippiToday.org. So give me a second here. Let me fix this real quick. Just a second. And this is how y'all know I'm a real DJ, y'all. I am literally giving out a quote as we are live on YouTube. Like, for real. I'm trying to get booked up here. I think there's a thing coming up here next month, and I'm trying to put my bid in for it. All right. Okay, let's keep going. Sorry about that. So this beautiful angel was basically part of a mass shooting, which is crazy. Thank you, Queen Babysitter, in the super chat. I see you. Thank you very much. This baby was part of a mass shooting. And if anybody doesn't know the definition of a mass shooting, I believe it's when you have more than 4 people, 4 or more people are shot is considered a mass shooting. And I think that is the pure definition of it. If I can get that right. What is the definition of a mass shooting? An attack which multiple people are shot over a period of time. And I think the minimum for that is 4. Okay? So just take that with a grain of salt. Court documents show a Mississippi man pleaded not guilty. He pleaded not guilty, even though there's a ton of evidence against him. Pleaded not guilty to killing 6 people, including a 7-year-old girl during a series of shootings in Clay County. This man, y'all are not going to believe this. I got to put this on the big screen. And if y'all don't know, I can be a little funny sometimes just because these stories are so hard to hear. And I love you right back. Thank you very much. Check this out. How old do y'all think this man is? Look at this picture. Stop what you're doing if y'all are listening. Look at this picture and tell me how old do y'all think this man is? Yes, we are live right now. Thank you. How old do y'all think he is? Would y'all believe that I'm old enough to be this man's father? Elissa Deeds already knows. I already know she knows this. I'm old enough to be his father. Yes, his name is Derica. Y'all got to remember, this is Mississippi, by the way, okay? And guess I do mean that with disrespect. I do mean it with disrespect. Y'all say he's in his 50s. Keep in mind, I'm 42 years old. I am actually old enough to be his father. This man, they list him as 24 years old. Y'all say you got the bozo line, the clown line up? Yeah. This man's hairline at under 25 years old is on my time. 40 to 50, you should start losing your hairline. This start to go bald after a while. That's understandable. But you just got into your 20s, man. And again, maybe that's the stressfulness of Mississippi. Remember when I told y'all it's impoverished? Remember when I told y'all the education is bad? Remember when I told y'all that the violence is high? Remember when I told you that the stress levels are just, it make you want to pull your hair? I guess this man must have pulled his hair out. He is 24 freaking years old. They say he actually killed 13 people. Good Lord. Woo. This fool is crazy. Derica M. Moore, 24 years old, faces 3 counts of capital murder. And that's just the start of it, okay? Because apparently there's a lot more. 3 counts of capital murder, 3 counts of first-degree murder, attempted sexual battery, burglary of a dwelling, and 2 counts of felony taking of a motor vehicle. He is a nuisance. Moore entered not guilty pleas to all 11 charges during his initial court appearance on Monday, which was this past Monday, a couple days ago, depending on when you're watching this, on January the 12th. During that hearing, Circuit Court Judge James T. Kitchens denied Moore a bond and also ordered for Moore to undergo a mental health evaluation. I think that they should just, I don't like those mental health evaluations. If they're crazy, then maybe they get less of a sentence, like they don't understand what they were doing. What's up, Wicked Music? How you doing? What's up? It's me. I just don't like that. Like they get lesser of a sentence, a less harsher punishment because they didn't mentally understand what they were doing. Yeah, I think You just got to punish this type of stuff. But that's just my opinion. Moore is accused of killing his father, his brother, his uncle, his 7-year-old cousin, which is that beautiful little angel right there. And I think I have her name in here as Michaela Gweens. Michaelia. I think her name is Michaelia. And I'm sorry, I know I probably mispronounced her name. 7-year-old cousin, a church pastor, and the pastor's brother at 3 different locations before his arrest, according to Clay County Sheriff Eddie Scott. The shootings took place in the rural community of Cedar Bluff, west of the county seat of West Point. Clay County is roughly 125 miles northeast of Jackson, Mississippi. So anybody here from Mississippi? I wonder if y'all have heard about this. Prosecutors are seeking the death penalty in this case. Why should they not? I think they should absolutely grant that, and we should just be good to go, get him off this earth. There's no reason for this man to exist anymore. Moore is being held, no pun intended, is being held without bail at the Clay County Jail. So here's what they know so far. Now I'm going to read from 2 different articles. Investigators believe Moore first killed his father. His name is Glenn Moore, 67 years old. His uncle, Willie Ed Guines. Is it Guines? Guines? I don't know. 55 years old. And his brother, Quentin Moore, who's 33 years old, at the family home on David Hill Road. The 3 men sustained gunshot wounds to the head. The shooting occurred before 7 p.m. Friday, January the 9th. The sheriff said Moore then stole Quentin's Ford F-150 pickup truck and drove a few miles to a home located on Blake Road, where he forced his way in and attempted to commit sexual battery. And I wonder who that was on. Makes me wonder if that was the 7-year-old girl. I don't know. They did not specify. Just wondering. Scott said Moore put a gun to the head of a 7-year-old girl and fatally shot her at the residence. Scott said the child was Moore's cousin. That angel right there. A court affidavit identified the child as Michaelia Guines, 7 years old. According to the affidavit, Michaelia is the victim of Moore's attempted sexual assault. So he's a goddamn pedophile on top of that. Scott said, according to witnesses, Moore also placed a gun, I lost my place here. Give me a second here. Let me find it. Moore also placed a gun against a younger child's head at the residence, but they were not shot. It's unclear whether Moore did not pull the trigger or if the gun misfired. No others were injured. Authorities said Moore then drove to a residence on Salem Griffin Road. According to investigators, Quentin's stolen vehicle was discovered hidden behind the house on Salem Griffin Road. Scott said Moore broke into the residence, killed a pastor and his brother before stealing one of their vehicles. Both brothers suffered gunshot wounds to their heads. Scott said the 2 victims, Reverend Barry Bradley and Samuel Bradley, are from Columbus but spent weekends on church grounds at the Apostolic Church of the Lord Jesus on Cedar Bluff, which is located near the home where the man died. Some of Moore's family members allegedly attend the church, Scott said. And you said there's a special place in hell for him? I 100% agree. 100% agree. Scott said family members of the victims are overwhelmed with grief. So did he act alone? Law enforcement captured Moore at a roadblock around 11:30 p.m. Friday on January the 9th, which is only like a week ago, near the intersection of Pine Grove Road and Joe Myers Road. Moore was in a vehicle allegedly stolen from Salem Griffin House. District Attorney Scott Collum said Moore had a rifle and a handgun. Officers are investigating where Moore obtained these guns. Investigators believe Moore was the lone gunman in the crime. So, yes, there's no other suspects. And there is no motive as of right now that they can determine. So Collum, who recently threw his hat into the ring for this year's U.S. Senate race against Republican U.S. Senate Cindy Hyde-Smith, spoke Saturday, January 10th at a press conference. Collum said the death penalty would be sought if Moore is found eligible, noting that further investigation and mental health evaluations must be completed before the district attorney's office pursues that course of action. If he's eligible, we're going to go for the death penalty and let a jury decide his fate. Here's the way I look at it. This man has nothing positive to contribute to this world. He has only hurt people in this world. There's nothing he can ever do to rehabilitate, to get better, do something positive, productive. There's no reason for him to exist on this earth anymore. Therefore, they should make this a very quick process, in my opinion. That's actually the mother of the little girl. So let me take a look at the news videos. Let's get it.
Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use. It is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107.
For those who are watching, you already know what I'm getting ready to say. If you'll just hit the thumbs up, that'll help share this video. More people see it. Just hit that thumbs up, highlight it. Here we go. Let's get it.
WTVA 9 News begins now with breaking news.
Really looked at. If he's eligible for the death penalty, the district attorney's office is going to go for the death penalty. There's some cases just that they've got to get the worst punishment. They've got to get the worst punishment.
Heartbreak in Clay County tonight. 6 people murdered, 3 different crime scenes. A family executed in cold blood by one of their own. This is the 3rd mass shooting in Clay County since 2023 and one of Mississippi's deadliest mass shootings in recent history. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Emily Leonard. We have a lot of new information to share with you tonight. Some of it is disturbing. All of it is just heartbreaking. Let's get to the very latest information. This is the man investigators say is responsible for the violence and the bloodshed, 24-year-old Derica Moore. He's behind bars tonight, accused of murdering 6 people. 4 of Moore's victims were his own family. One of the victims was a 7-year-old girl. Moore will go before a judge in Clay County Monday. He is charged with first-degree murder, but we expect that charge to be upgraded to capital murder within the next 48 hours. We have team coverage tonight on this shooting rampage and a special edition of WTVA 9 News. Our Michelle Martin interviewed Clay County Sheriff Eddie Scott earlier today. Tanaya McQueen has an exclusive interview with the mother of one of the victims, and Wayne Herford is also in Clay County. He spoke with the members of the community about this tragedy. Let's first go to Michelle, who has all of the details on what happened Friday night.
Yeah, Emily, Sheriff Eddie Scott and his team of investigators have investigated a lot of horrible crimes over these years, but this one has to be the most disturbing case that has ever happened in this community. This is just something that investigators in the community say that they're just struggling to grasp and understand how this level of violence can happen in their own backyard. This violent rampage happened on Friday night. This all happened in locations, several locations near West Point. The area is in the Griffith and Cedar Bluff community.
I didn't mean to pause the video, but I did want to address what Trish said. He hid one truck and switched to another. He absolutely knew what he was doing. I 100% agree with you again. That's the type of thing that makes me believe that he was well aware of what he was doing, smart enough. This man knew what he was doing, and he should be held accountable. He was not crazy. Mental health awareness or whatever the case is should not get him off of this. I 100% agree. That's one of those things that you can say, yep, he knew exactly what he was doing.
24-year-old Derica Moore is first accused of killing 3 relatives inside of a home on David Hill Road. The victims were essentially executed, all of them shot in the head. The sheriff says Moore killed his father, Glenn Moore, his brother, Quentin Moore, and then his uncle, Willie Gewins. Moore then stole a truck and drove to another home on Blake Road. It was there, deputies say, Moore forced his way inside. The sheriff says Moore tried to sexually assault someone in that home, and then he shot and killed, allegedly, a 7-year-old girl. That girl was Moore's cousin. Moore took off traveling to a third location on Silam Griffith Road. When investigators arrived there, they found the stolen truck hidden behind the house, signs of forced entry, and then 2 more victims inside, 2 men shot in the head. The victims were identified as Barry Bradley and Samuel Bradley. One of them was a well-known pastor. Moore was caught and taken into custody at a roadblock. He is charged with first-degree murder. What investigators still don't know, and what continues to just trouble this community, is why.
This guy has not been on our radar. We have not had any reports, anything prior leading up to this. So what his state of mind was, what was going on with him, that's part of the investigation right now.
You know, this is the type of case where the death penalty is going to have to be really looked at. If he's eligible for the death penalty, the district attorney's office is going to go for the death penalty. There's some cases just that they've got to get the worst punishment. They've got to get the worst punishment. 6 people, one night, several different scenes. You've heard the allegations. They're about as bad as it gets.
Derek Moore will have a preliminary hearing on Monday in West Point. Sheriff Eddie Scott says those charges will be upgraded to capital murder. Coming up here shortly, I will be talking to Sheriff Eddie Scott live to talk about what's moving forward with this case and what is planning to get justice for the families that are involved. Live in Clay County, Michelle Martin, WTVA 9 News.
An investigation continues into a man accused of shooting and killing 6 people, including a 7-year-old child in Mississippi. Family members are now speaking out after the incident. Kamari Hamer has more.
When they first told me, I just couldn't believe it. When they said it was my brother, I was really shocked about it. Didn't want to believe that he had got killed.
Kimberly Moore and Versie Jennings are still in shock after hearing the news about the death of their family members and the identity of the suspect. Clay County Sheriff Eddie Scott tells WCBI 24-year-old Derica Moore shot and killed 67-year-old Glenn Moore, 55-year-old Willie Gewins, 33-year-old Quentin Moore at this home on David Hill Road. All 3 victims were related to the shooter. Moore then allegedly stole a Ford F-150 that belonged to Quentin Moore. It is believed that the shooter then traveled to Blake Road and forced his way into this home and attempted to sexually assault someone. While he was there, Moore reportedly shot and killed a 7-year-old girl who was also his second cousin.
It really is a sad situation. I really don't know what the causing of this. We all just need prayer at this time.
The killing continued. Clay County investigators say Moore left in the stolen truck and drove to this home on Silam Griffith Road. Deputies found the stolen truck behind the home, signs of forced entry, and the bodies of Barry and Samuel Bradley.
We all lift our hearts in prayer for the victims and families. Again, this is really, really shaking our community. And for me, almost 30 years in this is one of the toughest ones we had to work.
The suspect had no prior history with law enforcement, and at this time, there's no clear motive behind the crime spree.
Mental illness, that's something serious that we as a family should take, try to check on our people because, like I said, we really don't know what happened and what the situation is, but it was just a family dispute, and we asking for prayer.
Moore is being charged with first-degree murder. That charge is expected to be upgraded to capital murder. More charges are also expected to come.
Was a 7-year-old, not identifying that one. Yeah, Glenn Moore, age 67. Willie Ed Gewins, age 55. Barry Bradley and Samuel Bradley do not have their ages.
We are following breaking news tonight. A devastating mass shooting in northeast Mississippi is rocking a tight-knit community. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Jeremy Pierre. 6 people are dead in Clay County, Mississippi, including a 7-year-old girl, after investigators say a man went on a violent rampage. Fox 13's Rosalind Freeman traveled to Clay County, Mississippi today to gather new details about the suspect and the victims.
This was not one isolated shooting. Investigators say it was a violent series of events that ended 6 lives. The shooting that started right here, which included members of the suspect's own family, and shattered a community still searching for answers. According to Clay County Sheriff Eddie Scott, the first shooting happened before 7 p.m. Friday at a home on David Hill Road. Investigators say the suspect, Derica Moore, allegedly shot and killed 3 family members inside the home. Authorities identified the victims as Moore's father, Glenn Moore, and his uncle, Willie Guinness, and his brother, Quentin Moore. Investigators say all 3 were shot in the head. Deputies say Moore then stole his brother's pickup truck, drove to another home on Blake Road, where investigators say a 7-year-old girl was shot and killed. Authorities say the child was related to the suspect, though her name has not been released. Investigators believe Moore then drove to a 3rd location on Salome Griffith Road. There, deputies discovered the bodies of Barry Bradley and Samuel Bradley, who investigators say were also shot in the head. At this time, authorities say it is unclear whether the Bradleys had any connection to Moore. Law enforcement later captured Moore at the intersection of Pine Grove Road and Joe Myers Road, driving a vehicle investigators say was stolen from the Salome Griffith Road home. By just 3 a.m., Moore was taken into custody.
It really shook me because this is the worst one I've seen in 10 years. It's the worst one. I mean, 6 people, innocent lives taken, just horrific. And as the sheriff said, these charges are going to be upgraded to capital murder.
Moore is currently charged with first-degree murder, though the prosecution say they're still working to upgrade those charges to capital murder. For now, in Clay County, Rosalind Freeman, Fox 13 News.
In Clay County, a 24-year-old man accused of murdering 4 of his family members and 2 others made his first court appearance. Derica Moore pleaded not guilty to 11 charges, including capital murder. He is not eligible for bond. Investigators say the deadly rampage happened across 3 locations late Friday, leaving 6 people dead, including a 7-year-old girl. A judge ordered Moore to be sent to Jackson for a mental health evaluation to determine whether mitigation could apply in the case.
If it turns out the nation that would apply to it, then at that point, this is the worst type crime that you could commit in Mississippi. And the worst type crime.
Oh, my.
TVA 9 News begins now with breaking news.
New developments in the deadly mass shooting in Clay County. Derica Moore faces new and upgraded charges. A judge lays down the hammer, and the families of the victims had to relive this nightmare all over again this afternoon.
Why'd you do it? The 7. Oh, my.
That was Derica Moore, handcuffed and shackled as he was led into the courtroom. Moore would not answer our question. And the families of the victims had to relive this nightmare all over again this afternoon.
Why'd you do it? The 7. Oh, my.
That was Derica Moore, handcuffed and shackled as he was led into the courtroom. Moore would not answer our questions and, as you heard, cursed out our team of reporters covering that court hearing. Moore's charged with 11 felonies, 3 counts of capital murder, 3 counts of first-degree murder, attempted murder of a child, attempted sexual battery, burglary, and 2 counts of felony car theft. Moore pleaded not guilty to all 11 charges. WTVA's Michelle Martin and Wayne Herford have been following this heartbreaking story since Saturday. Michelle kicks off our team coverage tonight from West Point.
Emily, Friday night was nothing short of a nightmare for this family. 6 lives lost, 3 different locations, and the community, they're still searching for answers. Derica Moore is accused of carrying out a deadly rampage Friday night, and it left 6 people dead. He is also connected to 4 of the victims. Moore's family members that were killed was his own father, uncle, brother, and 7-year-old cousin. Moore pleaded not guilty to all 11 felony charges. His bond has been denied. I talked to the cousin to both the suspect and 4 of the victims. Reen McMillan says her family is still struggling to process what happened Friday night. She spoke openly about why she believes this tragedy was not about Derica himself.
It has been tough on my family, but God, we understand that this was not Derica. We are a close-knit family. This was not him. This was an attack on our family, but it was not Derica, and we understand that. Mental health is real.
A judge ordered Moore to have a mental evaluation. Reen McMillan says her family is clinging to their faith and they are supporting each other. The community is also supporting them. They have created a GoFundMe for the victims' families. You can go to WTVA.com to find a link for those GoFundMes. Live in West.
One thing I will never understand is when you have the death of a child, why do they defend a person that looks to be highly probable or even guilty of taking that child's life, even to the point where there was something sexual that almost occurred, from what I understand? Why they would think to say, this isn't him, this isn't him. Look, I'm going to tell y'all like this. If he did this, if he's guilty, this is exactly who he is. That is in his heart. If that is in his heart, it was in his mind. If it's in his mind, it's going to come out in his actions. Yes, that is who he is. We're a tight-knit family. You know what? I know a lot of tight-knit families that would never think, like, I never thought he'd be a pedophile. But, you know, you have to espouse that person. Once you find out that they're just fucked up people, then you have to just get rid of them and accept it and understand that this is who they are. They made the choice and they are just messed up people. And it's just that simple. Let me see if I can get this angel's name right. I'm going to skip that other article from MississippiToday.org. I don't really even see the point of reading it. Her name is Michaelia Princess R.I.P. I don't really know what anybody could have did to prevent this from happening. But, you know, he's a couple marbles short. He's a couple tacos short of a combination plate. You know, his crayon box is full of dark colors. I'm not sure if the elevator goes all the way up to the top. I'm not really sure how many light bulbs are on in the house. But whatever the case is, this man needs to be put down. No reason for him to exist in our society, okay? But let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Please leave a comment. Let me know what y'all think. Do y'all think he should get a mental health evaluation? He should get off on mental health? I don't think so. Thank you.